Hi, guys, good evening, and welcome back once again to the EdWord. I'm your host, Eddie, and in tonight's video, I'll be discussing what I thought of the latest, and possibly last X-Men film for a while, Dark Phoenix, which came out earlier today. I saw it earlier this evening, and there's a lot to talk about. So before I get into all of that, of course, please be warned, this is a spoiler-filled film review. Again, if you haven't seen Dark Phoenix and you would like to, do not keep watching or listening, as I will be going into spoilers. So again, you have been warned, spoilers from here on out starting now. I gotta say, I liked it more than I thought I would. I went in with fairly low expectations. I was not expecting it to be a very good movie, but it was entertaining. It might not have been great, but it was pretty entertaining at parts. You know, with a film with so much production problems behind the scenes and then like multiple changes in release dates, I didn't have a strong feeling this was going to turn out well, and the critics are just eviscerating it. Hell, they're eviscerating it just the way like Phoenix Jean Grey eviscerated her enemies in this film. All she has to do is touch them and they blow up, basically. But I will say this. I mean, I liked it. I didn't love it, and I didn't hate it, but I liked it. It was all right. I liked it more than I thought I would. It was unexpectedly more entertaining than I thought it was going to be. I wasn't expecting an aliens versus mutants situation. I was just looking forward to some good old-fashioned mutants fighting with each other and clashing with each other's powers and whatnot, and then trying to make the right choice all at the same time, which we did get. But that train sequence when the aliens attack trying to get to Jean and the mutants fight back against him was pretty damn cool, actually. It was pretty fun. You know, first they were fighting each other, then they team up, Magneto and Xavier's forces team up to take on the aliens. I thought that was cool. I liked that Magneto was less aggressive in this film and that he was living his life in peace, even cooperating with the US government, and then trying to get along with his fellow mutants. And I liked that in the end he did eventually, you know, try to turn a better leaf, and like he worked with, of course, he and Hank did team up to try to kill Jean at first, but then he worked with the rest of them too to like help stop Vuk or Vuk, Vuk V, Jessica Chastain's character. I felt like they did a pretty decent job giving a conclusion story or a concluding arc to the character Jean Grey, because since we've met her, well, wait, how many films? Was Sophie Turner in Days of Future Past? No. Wait, was he? Was she? No. No, she wasn't. Wait, was she? No. No, she wasn't. But I feel like just in general, okay, even if it was not Sophie Turner's Jean Grey, I felt like this was a good conclusion story for Jean Grey, period. I mean, just turning into the transformation into the Dark Phoenix, and then struggling with the power of like good and evil, and then eventually using that power for good by sacrificing herself to save her friends and basically the planet, because basically those aliens were going to use the Earth as a foundation to rebuild their own civilization that was destroyed by the cosmic power, which attached itself to Jean Grey in space. You know, and that opening scene was, I actually liked that opening scene a little bit too, because it was nice to see humans and mutants peacefully coexisting for the first time. Well, I mean, we've seen them be friendly together in scenes scattered throughout the franchise, but the opening of this film made us feel like in this particular film, in this world, it's like the mutants and the humans finally peacefully coexist, even though it's like a very delicate truce or a fragile alliance. And, you know, I liked the feeling of that. I liked that. But overall, you know, the train sequence was probably my favorite part of the film. It was exciting, action-packed, mutants fighting aliens. That was pretty cool. Although I wish they would have given a more proper closure story for the rest of the X-Men. Like, I thought they did an okay job with Jean Grey / Phoenix, but it would have been nice to remember the other mutants in another way than the way we left them. I mean, yeah, it's cool the other X-Men were still at the school and they were now teachers, and apparently Beast had become the new headmaster while Xavier had retired. And then, you know, it was nice to see him and Eric have one last chess game together. But again, I feel like there could have been a better better closure for both of those characters. But who knows? Maybe they left the window open that way intentionally because who knows? Maybe in another couple years or so, we'll see these characters pop up in the MCU at some point. I mean, Disney did buy Fox, and now all those characters are back with Disney / Marvel. Even though Kevin Feige has said that we won't see X-Men in MCU movies for a very, very long time. Who knows? Anything's possible. But in general, not a great film, not terrible either, just okay. The train sequence was probably my favorite part, the best part. I was a little bummed too that they only used Quicksilver for like a few scenes and then he set out the rest of the movie. I get it, he was injured and recovering, but still, it's Quicksilver. He was a huge highlight in Days of Future Past, which by the way, in this like franchise of newer movies with the younger cast is seriously the best one. First Class was pretty good too, but Days of Future Past, ugh. Love that film. Well, guys, what did you think of Dark Phoenix? Did you like it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Were you expecting more, expecting less? I want to hear your thoughts, opinions, and your feedback down below in the comments section. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. Dark Phoenix is now playing in theaters nationwide. Oh, by the way, one more thing. I sat through to the very end just in case there was a post-credit scene, and surprisingly, there wasn't. So once those credits start to roll, you can head on out of there. Just FYI. All right, guys, thanks again for watching. Have a great rest of your weekend. And until next time, may the Force be with you.